Okay, so it feels like every single day, right? A new AI tool drops that promises to build an entire app from just one sentence. And honestly, it's an incredible leap forward, this flash of instant creation. But here's the question. Is a single prompt the whole story when you're talking about professional software? Today, we're going to dig into the huge difference between getting started fast and building a product that's actually designed to last.
And it really does feel like magic, doesn't it? You type something in, like build me a social media app for dog walkers, and boom, moments later, you've got a working prototype on your screen. These one-prompt builders are absolute wizards of instant gratification. They can turn a random idea into something real, something you can touch in just a few minutes.
But here comes the reality check. The real work, the hard part of software, isn't just that first creative spark. It's everything that comes next. You know, the bug fixes, the new features your customers are begging for, the performance tweaks. It's kind of like building a car from scratch in one day, which, don't get me wrong, is amazing. But then you realize you have no clue how to change the oil or fix a flat tire. So, let's be super clear about what these amazing one-prompt tools are actually built for. Their number one goal, their whole reason for being, is to optimize for one thing and one thing only: speed. Speed to get a first draft, a prototype, a proof of concept into your hands as fast as humanly, or let's be real, as fast as AI-ly possible. This is where you can really see the two different philosophies at play. On one side, you've got that rapid prototyping goal, kicking off from just a single prompt. But on the other side, you have a platform like Agiloop, which is aiming for end-to-end delivery. And it starts from something it calls structured product intent, which is a fancy way of saying it goes way beyond just one sentence to really understand the why behind the what. You know, the business goals, the user needs, the whole picture. And this leads us straight into what a lot of people in the industry call the day two problem. So, day one is awesome. You generated an app. Hooray! But then day two rolls around and your first user finds a major bug, or your boss decides you need to add a brand new payment feature. All of a sudden, that perfect code you generated becomes this big, confusing puzzle. Where do you even begin?
These are the exact questions that give developers nightmares. With a one-prompt approach, you often have to either start over with a new prompt and just hope for the best, or you have to roll up your sleeves, dive into that generated code, and start patching it up by hand. There's usually no clear line you can trace from your original idea to the specific code that made it happen, which makes long-term maintenance a huge headache.
So this is where Agiloop comes into the conversation. And it's really important to think of it not as just a better app generator, but as a whole system that was designed from the ground up to solve that exact day two problem. It's all about automating the entire Agile development loop, from the initial idea all the way to continuous improvement.
Yep, and the key is right here in this definition. It's an AI-native platform that automates the full loop. So what does that mean? It means it's not just about spitting out code, it's about deeply defining what to build, then building it, then inspecting how it actually performs in the real world, and finally adapting based on all that data.
And this isn't a straight line, not at all. It's a continuous cycle. You invent, implement, inspect, and then you iterate. Each step is designed to intelligently feed into the next one, creating this closed-loop system that's all about constant improvement, not just a one-and-done generation event.
Now this is what I find really cool, how it all gets started. Instead of you giving it a single prompt, the invent stage kicks off with a conversational AI interview. Seriously, think of it like an AI business analyst that asks you all these smart questions to really get to the bottom of your goals, your users, and any constraints you have. It makes sure everyone is on the same page right from the very beginning.
And look at what comes out of that conversation. It's not just a big pile of code. You get these rich, strategic documents, just like you see here. We're talking detailed functional specs, super clear definitions of your user personas, and the specific business goals you're trying to achieve. It's all about creating total clarity up front so you can build with confidence.
Then, from those high-level documents, the platform automatically creates a professional-level work breakdown. This is the stuff that real software projects run on, big features broken down into smaller user stories, each with its own acceptance criteria and individual tasks. This is a backlog that's ready for your team to execute on, meaning they can hit the ground running on day one.
And here it is, the big payoff of that whole invent stage. You don't just get an app, you get a complete plan with estimates for cost, how long it'll take, and even a risk assessment. This is the fundamental difference. One-prompt tools give you code. This approach gives you a strategic blueprint.
All right, so now that we've walked through the process, let's put these two approaches right next to each other. Let's really get into the nitty-gritty and see how they stack up, head to head.
This table just lays it all out so clearly. Look at the goal: rapid prototyping versus end-to-end delivery. Or check out the output: a raw code base versus a full backlog and a plan. But for me, the most important one is that change row. In one world, you're reprompting or patching things by hand. In the other, the system's iterate function actually recommends intelligent changes based on real data. That is an absolute game changer for quality and just knowing what's going on in your own product.
You know, I think this quote from the source material just says it all perfectly. It's the difference between a single event, generating an app, and a whole ongoing process, shipping and improving a product. And as anyone who has ever built software can tell you, that second part is where all the real, challenging, and valuable work actually happens. And that's exactly why this whole distinction matters most after you launch. Because a successful product is never really done, right? It has to evolve or gets left behind. I mean, just think about all the apps on your phone that you used to love and now they're just gathering digital dust. So here's a quick look at how that loop creates what you might call an evolution advantage. Invent creates the plan. Implement builds from that plan. Inspect measures what actually happened against what you planned. And then iterate uses that reality to intelligently update the plan for the next round. It's a system that's literally designed for change, which means your product can adapt and grow right alongside your users.
Okay, so we have these two very different philosophies. The real question for you becomes, which one is the right one? And look, this isn't about one being good and the other bad. It's all about understanding what they're for and choosing the right tool for the specific job you need to get done right now.
And this really breaks it down perfectly. Hey, if you need a super fast prototype to show in a meeting tomorrow, a one-prompt builder is a fantastic, amazing choice. But if you're building a real MVP that needs to grow, or you need professional-level delivery with a real feedback loop, that's exactly what a full-loop platform is designed for. Think of it like a speedboat versus a cargo ship. Both are incredibly useful, but for very, very different journeys.
Man, this is such a powerful way to think about it. The whole idea behind Agile development has always been this cycle of build, measure, learn. What we're seeing now are AI systems that are finally able to automate that entire loop and run it at a speed we never thought was possible. So this isn't just about building apps faster, it's about building better products.
And that leaves us with this final question to chew on. As AI gets more and more powerful, is the future of building software going to look like a single magical command? Or is it going to be a smart, continuous, automated loop of constant improvement? It is an incredibly exciting time to be a builder, that's for sure. Thanks for diving in with me on this one.